As many of you know, there was a bill introduced 2 years ago in the City Council that quickly picked up 34 co-sponsors, which means that had they brought it to a vote, it would have been veto-proof under Mike Bloomberg, who said he would veto it. It allows non-citizens to vote in municipal elections. As the city can't trump the state, they couldn't vote for governor or assemblyman, they certainly couldn't vote for Congress or president, but non-citizens would be allowed to vote for mayor, for councilman. It's clearly unconstitutional under the state constitution, which refers to citizens will have the right to vote. It's even arguably unconstitutional under the federal constitution, but I think it would clearly be struck down under the state constitution. What's happening now, that bill, by the way, was introduced, the main sponsor was our friend Danny Drum from Queens, and one of those who was on the bill was our friend here, Mark Weprin, who just continues his pace leftward. It has not been introduced in the current session. Bill de Blasio is technically opposed to it, nominally opposed. He's not been pushing it. What has been introduced instead, and is almost certainly going to pass, is this bill to provide a municipal ID card to anyone who wants it, and with the thought being that this would provide undocumented immigrants, as they're now known, with documentation. It seems like something that's totally unnecessary. Anyone can get, for $10, an ID card from the state DMV. So this is a solution in search of a problem. Drum is co-sponsoring this with the chair of the Immigration Committee. Drum is also talking about how this is very important to transgender youth. I don't really understand that one either, but why we're going to spend this. At best, this will be another waste of money, and a waste of a lot less money than the amounts that we usually waste money on in New York City. It could do some good on the margins, but really seems largely unnecessary. The fear is that this is somehow a wedge toward bringing up non-citizen voting again. Seth Barron, who edits City Council Watch, which is a pretty good blog to look at, who's a pretty neoconservative kind of guy, is saying that's what this is all about, as a wedge toward non-citizen voting. That is very possible. The chair of the Immigration Committee, a guy from Brooklyn, his name I can't remember, said, oh, well, they're related, or he gave some Weasley quote. On the other hand, it could be that, ironically, we're in a situation where we could be better off with de Blasio. Like if we had, they would have continued to push this if you still had Bloomberg as mayor, or if we'd had, as I certainly wish we had, Joe Lhota as mayor, but we have an even more radical council now, by far, than we had last year. They probably would have brought it, reintroduced it, brought it to a vote, and passed it over the mayor's veto. It could be that since de Blasio recognizes that it's something that really goes too far, it's not something he wants to spend his energy on, and the council may just not move on it for that reason. So, as I say, it's something we got to keep our eyes on. It's an outrageous proposal, but it'll be struck down in the courts if it does pass, and right now I'm not even sure it's going to pass.